The circle graphs below represent two colors in the Canadian flag and the American flag. Based on the circle in those graphs, what I'd like you guys to do is to take a moment and look at each color for each graph and tell me what you think we have as a percentage for each part of the graph. Now, what you can do for me, take a moment and write in, take a look at the Canada flag. So for Canada, I want to know the percentage of the red flag. So I want to know for the red portion of our flag, give me a percentage. You can type the percentage in the chat. How much percentage do you think we have in that thing that has the red color? Don't say anything because we're recording. I don't want your voices on here. Okay? Please let me know now. So in the chat, let me know. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. So if you thought that you had about 70%, that's good. So if I had 70%, how much of the white do I have for my graph? Now somebody can say that out loud. Anybody? How much would I have if I had 70% and the total percentage of colors must total to 100? How much should I have for white? Anyone? Anyone? Let's see. 2/3. Very good. That's good. Maya thinks it's 75. All right, that's not bad. Okay, 30. Yep, great work. So we have 30%. Now let's talk about the American flag. With the American flag, tell me how much in fractions. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you a fraction out of 5 for the whole of each part. So we have the red, we have the white, and we have the blue. How much of this graph is filled in with red? Put in a number. Type in a number in the screen and let me know. Good. That's right. Good job. 2/5. Now, we say that 2/5 are red. So how much should we have for white? Anyone? Okay, good job, Donovan. 2/5. So how much should I have for the blue? How much should I have for the blue section? Anyone? Very good. Now, based on that, could you tell me what the percentage is for 2/5? Right? If you don't remember how to do this, you go 2 divided by 5 and then times by 100%. And that gives us our percentage. Someone let me know what that number is, please. 2 divided by 5 gives us, and that's right, 40%. The next one is also 40%. because it's the same calculation, right? So we have 40 and 40. 40 and 40. And how much should this last calculation be for our blue? Anyone? How much percentage should I have? If I have two 40s, how much should I have left for my final? If it was supposed to total to 100%. Very good. 20%. Very nice. Now, the last thing we have to talk about is this. When you look at circle graphs, the things that are important on the circle graph, you need a title, you need percentages, you need a legends, okay, right? And the legends have to have different colors, right? And the circle graphs, just remember that the circle graphs aren't the most appropriate, or sorry, aren't the most accurate way to represent the information. That's why we have to have those percentages around each wedge, okay? Now, what I'd like you to do is I'm going to give you a link that I want you to work on, okay? And that link is based on a concept that I want you to do, the final thing. It's going to be a graph. Sorry, it's going to be a circle graph. You'll have to interpret the graph, and you'll have to explain what things you think are missing on the graph, okay? Now, before we go, let's talk about briefly what should be on a graph, just pictorially, because some of you need to have a picture. Okay, so with our graph, we need to have a legend that talks about each of the different parts of the circle. So this might be, I might fill this in to be red. This part here is green. This part here is not green. Let's make it pencil shavings. All right. So for the pencil shavings, maybe this is a candy. And then maybe for the green, this is fruit. And then maybe for the red section, this is, say, bread. Okay, now remember, you have a legend, right? You have your circle, and you have to always have kind of a title, right? That represents this. Now, I could say this is stuff in a store. And you can kind of get that idea from what you see in the legend here, right? Now, I could say what the stuff is in the store, but this graph means nothing to me unless I have a percentage for each part of this. So maybe this is 34%. This green one is 36%, right? And then this gray part is 30%, right? So remember, once these things happen, you have to have 1, your title, 2, a legend. You must have a percentage for all of these different sections, and then you're pretty much done for this graph. So when you look at the work that I gave you this morning, which is a fill-in the blank type thing where you can type in responses, if you see that the title is missing or percents are missing or the legend is missing, you must tell me that. And then you must answer the questions based on what you see on your graph today.